Please consider supporting me on Patreon. Alright, we are back with the custom toys. This one's a bit of a personal project. I made it back in July, but had to keep it a secret because I entered it into the Sega Does What Nintendo Don't contest on Figure Realm. It is Ristar, a beloved Sega character, even though he only appeared in one game, which was released on the Genesis and Game Gear way back in 1995 or 1996. Very close to the end of the Genesis's life cycle, meaning that there wasn't really time to promote him, and he never got a sequel or anything, but it was a really great game, and the character is still fondly remembered because he has made cameos in later games, notably as the flag waver in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. If you're wondering, out of 12 entrants into the contest, he came out in 10th place with an overall score of 3.2 out of 5. It's not bad. Despite the low rank, it was still well appreciated, and seriously, there were some really, really good figures in that contest, so there's no shame in losing to them. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, almost every entry in that contest was a Sega character. There was only one Nintendo character. Some kid made a Re-Dead from Ocarina of Time. I'm guessing it's because, like, you can get real toys of many Nintendo characters, but there's almost no merchandise for Sega figures outside of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I'm guessing a lot of the Realmers really wanted to see Sega characters as toys. Anyway, let's actually make the thing. The base figure is this broken shadow that was sent to me by Strapper01, my theme song guy. He had customized it into like a crossover figure with Marvel, so he was dressed as the Punisher, but the head snapped off. So, with a huge blob of clay to be Ristar's mostly spherical body, I cut the torso in half. This was important so that I could stick each shoulder into a side of the ball, as well as putting the hips into the bottom of the ball so that the legs could attach, to create a big old ball with arms and legs. Then, after curing the Super Sculpey, I covered it with a veneer of epoxy sculpt to make it more durable. This is a good compromise because epoxy sculpt is significantly more expensive than Super Sculpey. Although you don't want to just use Super Sculpey because it's too fragile. So once the body was done, I had to make his big star-shaped face. The easiest way to do this is to make the 5 star points first, and then put a big round thing in the middle, which, has the facial features, the eyes and the brows and the mouth and stuff. It was actually pretty hard to keep that top point at just the right shape, because it wants to slump over and lie flat along the head, but it can't stand completely straight up either. It has to have a bit of a curve. So a little bit of wire support until the epoxy hardens is a good way to keep the perfect shape. And then, it's painted yellow, because Ristar is yellow like a star. I think in the original Japanese translation, he was supposed to be like a wishing star. The people wished for someone to save them from the evil, and he came down from the heavens or something like that. Of course, that's the Japanese translation. I think in the English opening cutscene, he's the son of the solar system's previous hero. I think they said something about the previous hero being captured by the evil. So, yeah. Feet are Sonic's. I sculpted over them a bit to put that lightning bolt in. And then painted them white, yellow. The gloves are white. This actually means he has a holding thing hand, because Strapper cut into the hand to hold a gun for Punisher Shadow. So with that said, let's take a quick look at the completed Ristar figure. And here he is! He stands just about as tall as any Sonic figure, although the proportions, of course, are significantly different since he's built like Pac-Man. He still retains all the basic points of articulation, universal shoulders, elbows, wrist joints, universal hips, knees, ankle joints. Now, it doesn't have a waist, but then again, he literally doesn't have a waist. I'm sure, like, if I had access to some joint engineering materials, I could have made his legs swivel around, but I really don't think that, since they're universal hips, that really wouldn't have been much to gain from a waist joint, really. All we have in here is Ristar. I wish there was a way to rig the stretchy arm gimmick, but then he wouldn't be posable. Like, that's the thing. You can either have a gimmick toy, or you can have a posable action figure. You can't really have both. Maybe someday I'll make I'll use rubber to make stretchy arms. But that was one more Sega character in the bag, and I'm pretty sure my next video will be another commission, so look forward to that.